Hello, everybody. It's the what is it? Tuesday night comic book preview stream here at Fantasy Books and Games. I'm Aaron. This is Sam,
Hey, what up?
and we're gonna show off a couple of new, a couple of new
couple.
comics that come out tomorrow. There's one huge release,
Ooh.
which I did not. Maybe I should have considered getting every single variant cover so that we could show it off.
If you're thinking of the one I'm thinking, that's like 20 variants.
That's why I didn't do it. It's literally like two shelves, like an entire wall of
Yeah.
variants. But I got a couple. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But you know,
I know.
and the people that like to watch this stream. I know you're out there. I like to start with the facsimile reprints that come out every week, and I'm still impressed that it's like there's always at least one, usually two, sometimes three. And in the case of today, it's 3.5.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever reached like a full four. We might have actually.
Now I gotta think. I know we've reached like the 3.5.
We've definitely
point.
reached the 3.5 point.
Mhm.
I feel like there was maybe a 4.5 one week.
That might have been.
Could have been. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, let's just show them off. DC is continuing their reprints of Dark Knight Returns.
Nice.
Classic cover by Frank Miller here. What is there to say about Dark Knight Returns?
It's one of the greats.
One of the greats. It's a great Batman comic. It's kind of like I've reread it a few times, and every time I react to it differently.
Yeah.
Because the first time I read it, I was a lot younger, and it was one of those books that just like changed the way I thought comics could be, where you're just like, wow, this is so different from the average Batman comic. And then
from superhero comics in
it's
general.
just superhero in general, yeah. And it's kind of funny now, I've reread it in the last couple of years, and I'm like, wow, this feels like such an 80s comic. Like it used to feel so like progressive, and it was like the head of the curve, and now it's like, wow, it's such a thing of its time.
Yep.
But it is great. I do think it's really good. I do like the art a lot. Again, like what needs to be said. Frank Miller just doing like really stretching. Like I think this is not the first time. I think he did Ronin first, where he really sort of stretched his art style to go beyond the Marvel House style he was doing. But still, the tank, the Bat tank, yeah, very cool stuff in here. So if you haven't read it, this is a good opportunity to read it. I like that they're doing these facsimile reprints more and more because I just like having comic issues in my collection, and so yeah, very cool. Speaking of comic issues that I like having in my collection, very excited about this reprint, Silver Surfer #1. This is a reprint of the original Silver Surfer series from I think it was 1968 or 9.
Okay.
I want to say 68 when they first did this.
So classic stuff.
Yeah, I have a copy. I do have an original version of this book, but it's missing its cover.
Oh no!
I know. It doesn't have the cover, so I like that I have this. I can't perform a graft because like
that would be wild.
Well, and because the facsimiles Marvels, they have the barcodes on the front, and I've complained about that in the past.
It's not a true.
It's not a true facsimile because of that. It bothers me, but whatever. This is a good comic. This is where Stan Lee gets to really. I guess it depends on who you talk to whether or not this is a good comic. I really like the Silver Surfer, and this is where I would say Silver Surfer is probably Stan Lee's most self-indulgent character. He really leans into the like the feeling and the attitude of like we're not just writing comics for kids. Like this means something. This is epic Shakespearean level like drama, and he really brings it. And it's a thing of its time, as I said about Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
But I like Silver Surfer, so I'm really glad that it appears. I believe Marvel is reprinting the original. I don't remember how many issues it was. 13, maybe it was more. But last year, Marvel reprinted the first 12 issues of Fantastic Four, and so it looks like this year they're going to do the first at least several issues of Silver Surfer. So that's really cool. This is actually a series that I've read. I've read a lot of the original Surfer stuff, and
Yeah.
I really recommend it. It's really really good.
I might have to check that
I
out then.
I highly recommend it. This is
Yeah.
where, like I said, this is where it like really stretches beyond. I I I really like Jack Kirby's Silver Surfer, especially in the original Galactus story,
Mhm.
where he's just this weird alien who doesn't understand humans, and it's very much like a Star Trek Twilight Zone. The way they beat Galactus is because Silver Surfer feels love, like for these, like what is kiss, type of
Yeah.
a thing. And then this series they reveal that he does actually know all about that stuff because he used to be Norrin Rad on
Right.
and all that stuff. But anyway, it's good stuff. I really like it.
Nice.
Another facsimile coming out tomorrow, not quite as old. I forgot to grab the main cover. This is the Darwin Cook cover of Invincible
Ooh,
Returns.
that's my guy.
Me too. I know.
Yeah.
What's one of the things so this is an Invincible one shot that came out. I think it was around issue 70 of the run.
Okay.
And it sets up the next like big story arc, the Viltrumite War, I believe.
Okay.
For all you people who have read Invincible. But what's really neat about these facsimile reprints is that they are reprinting the original ratio incentive covers as normal variant covers.
That's
so
cool.
like the Darwin Cook cover, like this was originally came out in 2010.
Mhm.
And so I think the Darwin Cook cover was originally like the 1 in 10 ratio, and there's an Eric Larson cover that was originally the 1 in 25, and now they're just regular cover price covers. And then there are of course probably new incentives, but Darwin Cook, man.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
you can't go wrong with
Dude,
that.
yeah.
So I'm actually looking forward to reading this because this issue came out right around the time that I stopped following Invincible. So it is like flipping through it. It's like kind of like a fresh. It is literally like Invincible Returns for me. It's like a fresh jumping on point where I'm like, yeah, this is kind of where I left off. Let me just like
Nice.
get back into it. Because I was at one point in time a very very big Invincible collector. But times change.
Stuff happens.
happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, check out Invincible Returns. This is not. I guess the tricky thing is like everybody's getting into Invincible because of the animated series, and I worry that people are going to think like, oh, it's a new Invincible series. Like.
Yeah.
It's called Invincible Returns. It sure makes it sound like it's a sequel to the original Invincible series,
Right.
but it is not. It is a facsimile reprint of a book that came out in 2010, but still, it's worth checking out. If for no other reason to get the cool covers. The Eric Larson cover is really good too, but I mean, Darwin Cook.
Right. Yeah. That's the best.
Yes, and I kind of agree. Our half facsimile is another GI Joe Real American Hero Hamophiles edition. I've talked about these whenever they come out. I like that Skybound is just reprinting these, not totally random. They're just issues that I think Larry Hama once reprinted.
Oh, okay.
And each of in the back of them, just to like, let's put that on the big screen. On the back, Larry Hama will just write like a couple of paragraphs about the issue and like why it's special to him.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. So this issue in particular is actually the first appearance of Zartan. And you know who Zartan is, yes.
Don't.
Well, Zartan is the leader of the Dreadnoks, who
Okay.
are like basically the coolest characters in GI Joe.
Okay.
They're like Mad Max Florida bikers, and they work for. They're like freelance.
Cobra.
Like they're not Cobra agents, but they work for Cobra.
They're Cobra
Because they got
clients.
they're Cobra. They're like their own gang, like
Yeah.
a gang of ne'er do wells. But they don't have any love for GI Joe. So the Zartan's a cool character. He's also kind of like he's the master of disguise.
Oh.
So anyway, what's really notable about this issue though is like if you look up collectors information about this issue, it'll tell you that first appearance of Zartan, cameo appearance of Fire, all these characters. What's really cool about it is that this issue is illustrated by Russ Heath, who is an artist who worked, I believe, in the Silver Age and the Bronze Age. He drew a lot of war comics at DC, like he did like the Haunted Tank, and Larry Hama talks about it a little bit. Like he loved reading those war comics in the 70s, and they had like the best artists like Joe Kubert, and Russ Heath was his favorite. And I think so he was just super excited that they got Russ Heath to draw an issue of GI Joe.
Yeah.
And it is a good looking issue, I should say. Like it's got that like traditional, like you can even see like it almost like it doesn't look like a Marvel comic. Like the figures are more like they're drawn like DC figures, like
Yeah.
close-ups of these faces. Whereas Marvel was always, working from the Jack Kirby school, so everything was like bombastic poses, but the anatomy didn't matter as much. This feels like if you actually like I didn't as a kid reading this, I wouldn't have understood that at all. But looking at this now, I'm like, yeah, this does sort of read like reading an old issue of the Haunted Tank or
Yeah.
like Sergeant Rock or something like that. So that's pretty cool.
That's neat.
I'm glad that they're doing these reprints. They look really good. Let's see, a couple of other things, new things coming out tomorrow. Hardcover of The Invisible Man comes out. I really like this series.
Yeah.
We've been talking about and have been enjoying all of the Universal Monsters books, but I really like this one. Did you read this
I
one?
did not read that one.
Okay.
Yeah, the only one I've read so far is the Phantom of the Opera, and I didn't read this week's issue.
Okay, I haven't read this week's issue either. It does, I guess, since we're mentioning it, it does come out tomorrow though. Phantom of the Opera issue 2, right there. Let's put it on the camera. But I haven't read it either. I liked the first issue a lot.
Yeah, I
We
did
talked
too.
about
Yeah.
it. But Invisible Man was really good. There was like kind of a little bit of a twist. It's been a while since I've seen the Invisible Man movie. There was like a little twist on. I don't want to. I don't like saying that there's a twist because then you're looking for the twist. But there was like a little twist on who the Invisible Man really is. But
Oh,
then it sort of happens like similar to the original character. So it was good. It was really well done.
interesting.
But yeah, I liked it a lot. So if you're waiting for the hardcovers, here we go. We got it in stock. And then if you're following the issues, Phantom of the Opera right here, issue 2, coming out tomorrow. I don't even want to flip through it too much because I
Yeah,
haven't
don't
like
wanna
I don't
spoil
want
it.
to spoil anything for me. One other new thing that caught my eye: this Octavia, the Master of Monsters.
Oh,
This is by the artist. Oh, it's Hoffman. I forget his name. Jim Mike Hoffman. Sorry,
Mike Hoffman.
Mike Hoffman. And he does a magazine called Eerie, which is like a horror magazine,
Okay, yeah.
but not the old Eerie. Like it's a newer thing. As you can clearly see, this is very influenced by the classic like creepy and Frank Frazetta work. Like this looks like a Frank Frazetta painting. This is
Yeah.
new. This is by him. And so this is a new magazine that he's doing in addition to his Eerie series. But it's just like weird kind of horror stuff. But it's surrounding this one character, Octavia, who I get the feeling is sort of like his Vampirella
Yeah,
type of
yeah.
thing.
Or kind of
But
like an
I
Elvira kind of.
exactly yeah.
Just
But I like his art a lot. I flipped through Eerie, but uh, I just have never really read it or followed it. But he's got clearly influenced by Frazetta and all those classic like Warren horror books that they were putting out. I got to be a little careful about which page I flip to because it is an adult horror comic in the vein of those that you might see. I guess not like heavy metal as much, more like I said, the creepy and here in here and stuff like that. But anyway, looked interesting.
Nice.
I've read through it a little bit and it's pretty neat. So
Cool.
check it if you like this. I mean, I feel like there's always a market for this type of stuff, like cool, like
Pulp
sexy girl
horror.
pulp, yeah, pulp horror, exactly. All right, I've been talking a lot, Sam. What's something that you read today that you want to talk about?
I read a couple things. I read Ripcord, issue number 2.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we
What'd you
talked.
think?
I thought it was good. I think that Cullen Bunn improved some of the issues that we had when we read issue number 1. And
Yeah,
kind of, we both had a similar feeling that the hook of the series wasn't even in that
it didn't.
first
It never got
issue.
to it.
Right, it
Yeah,
didn't even
like
get to it. This gets to it. I do kind of wonder, like,
oh man, there's some cool looking
editorial wise.
pages.
Oh yeah, yeah. They get to the main character's sister being kidnapped by
Mm-hmm.
this, like gang of like bikers who push this drug called Ripcord.
Yeah.
They kind of elaborate on all that.
Okay.
A lot of that information I think would have been helpful in the first issue, but we got there. So,
Yeah. Well, that's good.
yeah, it was good.
Because it looks good. I
Mhm.
like the look of this. I don't know who the artist is. It's another one of those pen name
Aneki?
Aneki. Because who else did that on
There's-
recently?
Yeah, I feel like there's been quite a few.
Oh,
Like,
Tigress Island.
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
was
yeah.
another one. But yeah, I like the look of this. It's just like I feel like the first issue didn't give much to chew
It
on.
was like a zero
It
issue.
felt like a more like a zero issue.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah,
Mhm.
it felt like a zero issue where it was like if it had been like a free preview or like a zine, like a handout, it wouldn't have bothered me.
No.
But I was just like, first issue. But I'm glad that it's you know getting going,
Yeah,
as you said.
yeah. It's
But
getting some gas in
yeah,
the tank. Yeah.
but yeah, but you liked it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. It was neat.
How would you rank it among some of the other Ignition Press books that you've read? Because it's not really like a horror. Like some of the other books are like straight horror. They've definitely branched out where they've got kind of some sci-fi fantasy,
right,
and they got a lot of other genres now.
Dead Center.
Yeah, Dead Center.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think as far as like Ignition Press goes, what's my favorite book from Ignition Press? Probably Voyeur.
Voyeur.
Yeah, Voyeur's cool. Voyeur's definitely not within that horror like heavy model that Ignition Press is kind of going with. Like it's a little bit more of a psychological thriller, but it's been really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. A couple of other books that are coming out tomorrow. These are stuff that's in my regular poll, but it's worth mentioning.
Speaking of
Psychological, right? Absolute Martian Manhunter. This series continues to be really good.
Hell
like
yeah,
I know you haven't read this issue,
haven't
but
read this.
have you read up to? Okay,
Yeah.
because like I don't remember if we talked about it too much, but I was like just the slightest, just ever so slightly worried that because it was originally going to be a 6-issue series, and then it what got so much critical praise that they decided to do 6 more. I was a little worried that it was going to be just kind of more of the same.
Right.
Like if they didn't have another 6 issues planned and then they had to scramble to put something together.
It doesn't feel like
it
that.
doesn't feel like that. So I do feel like this was maybe like part of the original plan and they were just going to, just do the first arc and hope for the best, and it all worked out for them. It's been good, and there's been just enough like new developments in this that it doesn't feel like it's just more of the same, like I said.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm really liking it. It continues to be one of my favorite Absolute books, tied maybe with Absolute Wonder Woman, which
Ooh.
also is really, really good. And I like that Absolute Zatanna is in it right now.
Man, I'm so far behind on that one. Zatanna's in it now?
Zatanna's in it,
Oh,
yeah.
that's cool.
I know. It's been really good. These like I said, these remain, I think, the best two of the Absolute books.
I'd agree.
I know that I know that Absolute Batman is the crowd pleaser, but the ones I enjoy reading the most is Absolute Martian Manhunter and Absolute Wonder Woman. Another book in my regular poll, just going to briefly mention Capes. This is, well, I guess this isn't actually new. I was going to say this is new Invincible stuff for you people that really like Invincible. But it kind of is. This is reprinting the original Capes series, which if you're a new Invincible fan, you probably haven't read it. You haven't read Capes. I don't even know if the trade is still in print. It might not be.
Oh, geez.
And so this is like, because they've updated the art a little bit. And I want to put this on the big. Look at that big double page spread.
Dang.
Yeah, time traveling crocodile giant. But yeah, this is a fun. This is like one of those. What would you call it? Like a it's not a total full on deconstruction of superheroes, but I like the premise is really simple. It's a corporation, it's a business whose job is to just like pay superheroes to just go out and do superhero things. And so you get a little bit of like it's like work culture, like is really what it is. It's like about the relationships between the characters, and then you have all the superhero action. It's sort of like if you're watching a hospital drama show, and it's like the story is all these characters, but it's in the setting is a hospital, and there's all this drama with hospital stuff happening. That's kind of what this is. It's like a workplace drama, basically, a comedy drama.
Kind of like, well, I don't know if this is a fair comparison. Kind of a little bit like oh God, why am I blank? Bendis's book.
Powers.
Yeah, a little bit like Powers.
A little bit, whereas that one was a police procedural,
right?
But in a world of superheroes. Yeah, that's kind of like this is. It's like workplace anecdotes of like you get a. it's not quite a police procedural. It's a little bit like that
Okay.
because they are doing superhero stuff, which is
Kind of.
tangentially similar to cop stuff,
Yeah.
but there's other just like business stuff. Like they deal with like a guy who time traveled from the 80s to the present day, and he's like, they're not going to give me back pay for all the years I was gone. And and it's like, well, you weren't technically working, you just instantly appeared here,
What do
stuff
you
like
want from
that.
us, guy?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of funny.
That's
Where he's like, I should be getting paid for the last 17 years. So there's like some good humorous stuff like that,
yeah.
where it's not, like I said, it's not full on like too self-aware meta, but it is playing around with a lot of the genre tropes of
Okay.
that you would see in normal superhero story arcs. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really enjoy it, and I like that once they finish with the reprint of the original series, they're going to start new stories, which is so it will be new at some
Right.
point. But if you haven't read it, it's all new.
Exactly.
And so there we go. Another book I talked about this last month. I really really liked. This is Death Fight Forever. This is a series by Andrew McLean, and if I remember correctly, each issue is by like a different kind of indie artist. And I've already forgotten who the first artist was. It might have been Alex Zarit. So maybe this is Alex Zarit as well, but then later issues are going to be by like Al Gofa and yeah, Sam McKenzie and Erwin Papa. So that's pretty cool. And this is basically like this is a really cool like I don't know what you call this. It's very like 80s underground exploitation action
Yeah.
type of story. It's very like you see snake people and like Nazi women and it's very like it's almost grotesque,
Yeah.
but the main character is like an action like a Rambo-esque action guy. Yeah, very very cool comic. Definitely I liked the first issue a lot, so check this out if you like weird stuff. Like it's a little bit underground art. Like Alex Zarid isn't,
Yeah.
he's not a mainstream artist. Neither are the others, as far as I know. But yeah, I really like. Did you get a chance to look at issue
I
one?
did not.
Mm,
No. Okay.
well,
I think we have a couple copies of that at the other store.
I
So.
think we might still have some issue ones here as well. So
Okay.
I do recommend it. It's a weird comic. Andrew McLean is the creator of Headlopper,
Yeah.
and I love
I
Headlopper.
love
Yeah,
that
so
Lopper
very very cool stuff. Let's see. Oh, another one. Another issue two. This is like the week of issue twos for a lot of
too.
this
yeah.
stuff. The Brutal Dark. I'm sorry. The Peril of the Brutal Dark. This is one of the first run of the new Vertigo series.
Yeah.
This is an Ezra Kane mystery. It's written by Chris Condon, I believe, and Jacob Phillips, who I was immediately hooked because they're a good team. They did. Let's put this on the big screen here. They did the That Texas Blood
Okay.
series, but Jacob Phillips is the son of
Sean Phillips.
Sean
Right?
Phillips. That's correct. The artist for Criminal. It always works with Ed Brubaker, and you can see it in his art. But I like that it doesn't just look like Sean Phillips.
Right.
Like he's definitely kind of got his own thing going on, but he's certainly kind of picking up what his dad was doing and running with it.
Yeah, for sure.
This I haven't read this second issue yet, so I don't want to flip too far into it. But the first issue is probably my favorite of all the new Vertigos. Like we both,
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
like we both like Bleeding Hearts.
Yeah.
I really like that, but I like this so much more,
Mhm.
just because I just really like the hard genre of pulpy detective
Is that
stories.
more your thing than?
I mean, I don't know if it's more my thing. I just really like it.
Yeah.
I like that it takes place in the 30s. Like it's just classic like film noir pulp detective stuff. Really,
Nice.
really good. Definitely check it out if you haven't had a chance. Let's see. What's one other thing you got over there, Sam?
Let's see. I also read the second issue of White Sky.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yes.
What did you think about
I
that?
really enjoyed it.
You did. Okay,
Yes.
good.
There is. I don't necessarily want to talk about the twist, but you find out the source of the voice that's been speaking to Violet, the main character from the first issue.
Okay.
which was kind of weird because like the character in that first issue doesn't really react too much to it, but this is also a world in which ghosts are real, so it's like okay, I can kind of
Yeah.
take that in stride. The art is really solid. The story was really good and straightforward. You get a lot of like silent pages where there's not a whole lot of dialogue or anything going on, and it's just the art and the story.
Cool.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Good. I remember. Oh yeah, there's some horror for you.
There's some more.
Yeah, because like I think the first issue was the more of a tepid response. Like it was okay.
Yeah,
Would you say like it was fine?
basically,
But
yeah. I had a similar reaction to this second issue as I did to Ripcord.
Yeah,
in that it
yeah.
just seemed to flesh out the world and the idea, like the core conceit of the book, a little more that I was able to enjoy it.
Well, good,
just
good.
more.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you recommend this?
Yeah, I highly recommend White Sky.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. A few other things in my regular poll. One other thing, I haven't talked about Conan the Barbarian too much.
Yeah.
Just because like I don't want to get too repetitive. But the last issue, 29, was a really cool issue. Conan wasn't in it at all.
Oh, really?
It was just the origin of like what's going to be a new villain.
Oh,
so and that's this guy on the cover here. And so I'm really looking forward to reading this issue. I have not read it, but it was really cool. Like I'm just impressed after 30 issues, Jim Zub continues to find like fun ways to keep the book interesting. And so yeah, that's really all I have to say about that.
Cool.
I love Conan, and it's kind of impressive that this new series is as good as it is.
Yeah.
Not to say that there aren't people out there that can't make good Conan, but
well, you're dealing with like an intellectual property that has a lot of nostalgia to it and a lot of like there's
it's been around for so long. There's
Right.
so many Conan stories, and it's like it's very difficult for it to not feel repetitive or derivative. It's
Right.
like, because how many times are you going to reread the same Conan story? Even in this series, Jim Zub has riffed on some of the classic Howard stories, so it's like I'm reading it, I'm like, I recognize that, but it's still, they make it work. I think what makes it work is the good art. So this issue is drawn by Doug Bradthwaite, who's like one of the two like main go-to guys for it, and it's cool looking stuff. Like
I like that world map.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They all each issue kind of starts with like where the story is at. It's cool stuff. I like, it's barbarian comics, but it's good stuff. All right. I've got a couple of other things to talk about briefly. Well, maybe not briefly. I do want to mention Butch, a hate comic. I am a big fan of Peter Bagge. I like he did this series Hate back in the 90s. It was like his own anthology series, and it starred like his characters that he created. The Bradley family was one of the main features, and they were like, it was a family, but it was like a satirical look at family life in the 90s. So it's a very Gen X type of a thing. And he's since done some newer stuff where like he continues to do new stories about the characters, but aged up. So now, last year, I believe he did a 4-issue series called Hate Revisited. And that was like the main character, Buddy Bradley, who was a teenager in like 1994. Now he's like 40. And it's just about dealing with life. You got a family and you're 40. And this is about Buddy Bradley's brother, Butch, which is just he was the younger brother. And now, so he's grown up, but he's not, he's not quite Gen X. I think he's more millennial. And it's just about all the shenanigans that he's been getting into. And it's, like I said, it's satirical. He gets sued because he shoots somebody's dog, and there's a big controversy about whether or not he was defending his property. And so then he gets invited to be on a podcast that goes viral because stand your ground laws. And he's just like a big dummy. Like he doesn't know anything.
He doesn't
like he was just being reckless and shooting a gun. He didn't even know he was shooting somebody. And he gets invited to speak at like a conservative convention, to be like it's all really funny. And the whole time is like he's like a bum who he can't hold down a job, and he's like leeching off of his brother. And like this. He thinks this is going to be his like ticket out of there. Like he's going to be
Oh,
like a
no.
viral celebrity.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That sounds good.
I like I said, Peter Bagg is a really good satirist. I like him, not to get like super political, but he comes at it from like a very libertarian perspective where
Mhm.
he's like I like the go-to is South Park is like they make fun of everybody. I don't
Right.
think that's exactly true, and it's not the same thing with Peter Bagg. Like you can
Right.
definitely tell like he's gonna make fun of the things that just really annoys him.
Right.
And in this one, you're getting a lot of like the the podcast sphere and political conventions and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But it's really good.
That
I
sounds
like it a lot. So
Yeah.
I definitely check it out. If you've never read like Hate or Peter Bagg, you don't need to read anything. You can kind of just pick this up. It's a one shot. It says so, and I think you'll be able to know if his style, if you like it, like right away. Like I think it's funny. It's
Yeah.
really funny. Okay, let's see. We got just a couple of more books to talk about. I think.
Yeah.
What's something you got over there?
Oh, I know you read this.
We did. We both read.
We both read
Skinbreaker.
number
Yeah,
7.
issue 7. Now, one thing I will say, uh, it did not take me long to read this issue.
No.
What did you think of this issue?
I thought it was good, but there were a lot of pages where it's like you could tell the script was probably one sentence. They're fighting.
Exactly. Yeah, like
and that's okay as
the-
long as it looks like that.
the script says double page spread. The aliens invade and attack.
Yeah.
That's it. And but then David Finch just whips this out.
Yeah.
This
Which
almost it makes me wonder how much of this, like, because so much of this is like it's such an artist driven book. I wonder how much of the script is done beforehand, or if it's more almost like a Marvel method thing where David
Mhm.
Finch is like, here's what I'm gonna draw. I've got some broad strokes of where the story is going, but like I just, we're gonna open this issue with this double page. This is where we're at for issue 7, and
Yeah.
Kirkman just kind of has to like lay a framework of a story over top of it.
Right.
It almost feels like that,
Like a Marvel method.
like a Marvel method book. Yeah,
Mhm.
not totally, because like one thing about like reading classic Stan Lee Marvel method books is, as a kid you might not get it, but as an adult, when you're familiar with what's going on, all of a sudden you can see the incongruity where it's like,
Mhm.
oh, the art is clearly telling this story, but Stan Lee added all this dialogue that doesn't match it. Like there's so
Yeah.
many examples of that out there. Whereas this is like everything matches like to what
Right.
it's supposed to be. Like,
So if it is an artist driven book, like he's doing a really good job steering the ship.
yes, exactly. Yeah. And this is basically, this issue is almost all action.
Yeah.
And I really like the design of these like creatures. I kind of wanted to I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like oh yeah, so there's the big reveal of him. There's so many like cool full page spreads in this. But I was looking for the there's another double page spread. Oh yeah, there we go. Like this, like the either the mom monster or like their leader. And I really like the design of like this horn here, where you can see it's like peeled back a little bit, like it's got like bone chipped off of it.
Yeah.
Like it's just really good looking book.
Yeah.
A lot of thought is put into like every single panel in this book and all the designs. It's very cool. Like it's worth getting just for the art, but as we've discussed, I think the story is
Totally solid.
pretty solid for not being super complicated. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a timely story, like a timely and timeless story in a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
ways. And it's just really good.
Yeah, I'm really liking it, and I just like each issue. I'm just like, oh, okay, where are we going next?
I know. Yeah.
Like it's not like full of plot twists necessarily
No.
either. It's just so satisfying.
Right.
Yeah. Well, cool. All right. So we both recommend Skinbreaker.
Highly.
All right. Last book we're going to talk about today. This is probably the biggest release of the week, undoubtedly, and that, of course, is Superman Spider-Man, another DC Marvel crossover. Last fall they did Deadpool and Batman, and now they're doing Superman Spider-Man. And one thing I noticed is that last year Marvel put out theirs first, because the titles of these are a little confusing, because it's Marvel DC Deadpool Batman that came out like in September, and then in October was DC Marvel Batman Deadpool. I'm already getting my characters mixed up. And it was the first time where I think we really had to go out of our way to explain to customers that they are in fact two different books. Like
Right.
I know there are a million variant covers, but they are actually two different books. And so Marvel got to release theirs first, and they sort of like captured all of the hype.
Did you check to see which one of the two sold better at this location?
I think it was the first
It
one.
was the first one.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised by that, but
yeah,
yeah.
because it was the first one. I think a lot of people just didn't realize there was a second one coming.
Right.
Well, DC got the jump. They got to go first for their Superman Spider Man. So we'll see how that goes. Did you get a chance to flip through this at all?
No, I
So
didn't.
I did read this issue. So the main story. Each issue has like a main comic and then several backup stories. And the main one is by Mark Waid and George Jimenez,
Oh,
who, I like both of them. Mark Waid, especially, I think he does a lot of like classic style superhero
yeah.
stories really well. And this was good. It just feels like an issue of World's Finest, except instead of Batman, it's
It's
Spider Man.
Spider-Man.
Like pretty much exactly it. The villains in it is Doctor Octopus and Brainiac,
Ooh,
and
that's a good
yeah, they
mix.
make a good team.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just really good. Like I enjoyed this quite a bit. It was a good, cool double page spread. Yeah, it felt like, this doesn't surprise me because it's Mark Waid, but it really did remind me of the original Superman Spider-Man crossover, the one that they reprinted last year.
Yeah.
Um, the one that was by Jerry Conway and Ross Andrew. Like it
Mm-hmm.
just had like a classic feel to it, and Mark Waid is definitely, in my opinion, capturing that.
Yeah.
Like this is really good. There are some good backup stories. Let's see here.
Is
There's
that
a Jim
Jim
Lee,
Lee?
yeah, Jim Lee drawing Superboy. Oh no, this is Lois Lane and Mary Jane. Sorry,
Oh,
yeah, that's a
nice.
good team up. But also Spider Man and
And
Superman are there,
Sentinels? Oh my god.
and Gambit's there. Just
Heck
just
yeah.
because Jim Lee probably just wanted to draw Gambit.
For real, yeah.
It's, what he Jim Lee kind of. Oh no, Jim Lee created Gambit. I can't believe I just. Oh, we didn't have it on the big screen. So there's your big Gambit. Also, like, um,
Jim Lee
Jim
created.
Lee Jim Lee created Gambit, so that's why Gambit is in here, because this is Jim Lee's opportunity to draw Gambit again, because he's been the guy at DC
Ah.
for so long. So I hope I didn't spoil something, like,
I
but
didn't realize that he created him.
yeah.
That's
No,
so cool.
Jim Lee Gambit he was created by Jim Lee.
That's awesome.
And that was kind of like his big, like he designed the character and everything, which was one of the first X-Men to have like a weird design, because it was Jim Lee just going all out there. But yeah, so I guess I hope I didn't spoil anything. Like maybe that was supposed to be a surprise. I apologize.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Yeah, there's a good, yeah, Superboy Prime
Superboy.
and Spider-Man. There's a there's a Jimmy Olsen and Carnage crossover. Oh,
What?
Spider-Man 2099 and Superboy. There is a like a twist reveal in this one. I'm not going to spoil. Um, I liked the Jimmy Olsen Carnage one as well, which, oh gosh, did I just like skip past it? I think it was only four. Anyway, I don't need to. You
There's
know
a
what's
story
there's
with Jimmy Olsen and
Jimmy
Carnage.
Olsen and
Well, that
Carnage,
sounds cool.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's by Matt Fraction and Steve Lieber, who did the Jimmy Olsen
Ooh.
series from a few years ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like them coming back, and as I said, there are a lot of variant covers. I had a hard time picking like a favorite variant. I picked my two favorites are probably going to be the two silly ones.
Okay.
Which is Carnage and Jimmy Olsen, by Steve Lieber, and also the Spider Mobile and the Supermobile. Because if there was ever two characters
Who need a
don't need
transport.
vehicles, it's Superman and Spider Man. And I do love the kitschiness of this, and I like the supervillains. You got like Toyman, Green Goblin, and Scorpion, Doc Ock.
Yeah.
This is by Evan Doc Shaner, who did this cover, and this one is by Steve Lieber, who does the Jimmy Olsen Carnage. And this is a clearly like kind of an homage, or at least a riff on one of the covers for Maximum Carnage.
Ah.
So yeah, it's they're both good. I have a hard time picking, but yeah. So that's definitely. I mean, like if you don't like either of these covers, there are quite literally like 20 other ones.
Tons.
Like there's so many variant, and there's a lot of really good ones. There's a lot of more. I picked out the silly ones. There's a
Yeah.
lot of more like traditional. There is one that's an
Big
homage to the original Superman and Spider-Man one.
Yeah,
I forget
yeah.
which artist did that, but that one is good looking
Mhm.
too. So many great covers.
You got options.
You got options.
Trust me.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna call it there. There's not too much else to really talk
All right.
about. I other than just lastly, just say I when we talked about the Batman and Deadpool ones, I liked the DC issue more, the Batman Deadpool more than the Marvel one,
Yeah.
the Deadpool,
The one that
Batman.
came out first.
Yeah, I definitely. So I'm a little worried because I liked this and it came out first, and I'm like, oh no, the Marvel one's gonna come out and I'm not gonna like it as much. We'll see.
But then you get the fun of comparing.
I know. I mean, that's what it's all about,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's just constantly pitting Marvel and DC against each other. All right, everybody, we're going to call it there.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Swing on by to Fantasy Books and Games, grab some comic books. You can talk to me and Sam.
Yep.
You know, like our friend Dan says, there's comics out there for everybody. It's not just superheroes. Sometimes it's weird political satire or odd horror or aliens and elves and orcs and whatever else is going on.
And yeah.
So yeah, we're out of here. We'll see y'all next time.
See
Bye.
ya.